Hey, what's up? We are back on the show as we talk about hoops with our Hoops Insider, Kevin McPherson from Hogville.net. A couple guys from 2020 we want to talk about. Moses Moody and Bryce Thompson, of course, both attending Team USA, the under-18 training camp this coming week. I want to talk about some of the recent feedback from visits for these guys. Chris Crutchfield, in particular, has been really instrumental as far as the relationship with these guys. Right, Kevin?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. You know, when Crutchfield was at Oklahoma, he had the same position he has at Arkansas, associate head coach. In Arkansas, when Moses Moody over a year ago got his first two offers, they came from Arkansas and Mike Anderson's staff as well as Oklahoma, and Crutchfield was his lead recruiter at Oklahoma while he was there. Same thing with Bryce Thompson. He's been his lead recruiter. In fact, he's known him since he's a baby. He's really close to the Thompson family, Crutchfield is. And so you're talking about two five-star players out of that 2020 class, both backcourt players, two of the top 25 in the country, not only – not just at their positions being at the top, but really these are guys that can do a lot of things on a basketball court beyond just what you look at their position as, shooting guards or wings. And Crutchfield, I think, when Arkansas added him, because we know about all the NBA experience, but when you look at what Crutchfield did with guards, Buddy Hield, you look at Trey Young, these are two guys that were All-Americans. They were top 10 draft picks. They made the All-NBA rookie team. Buddy Hield was two-time Big 12 Player of the Year. And was also the Naismith Award winner for National Player of the Year. So he's got a recent in the last 5 years track record of mentoring, developing guards that have played at the highest levels to get to the NBA. So you start focusing on these two guys with Crutchfield, and I think it goes a long way because he's already established a relationship going back. Even though he's new to Arkansas, he's been working with these two in recruiting while he was at Oklahoma. And the track record says a lot. So I think when you combine the collective staff's NBA experience in coaching plus what Crutchfield's done in the college level, I think it gives Arkansas a great shot at both. Now, you mentioned Team USA training camp. That's a big deal, under 18. And this week, July 23rd through 28th, it's an NCAA Youth Development Week where it's live evaluation again. It's the final one of the season. College coaches will be out. Head coach Eric Musselman and Crutchfield will both be at Team USA under 18 training camp to see both of those players and other guys that Arkansas may be recruiting. But also Arkansas's assistant coaches are going to be crisscrossing the different regional events. There's one in Houston where a lot of kids from Arkansas, including 2021 Jalen Ricks, who just picked up an Arkansas offer, he'll be playing in that youth development camp. Dietrich Reeves, who I just watched play today, Arkansas is not actively recruiting him. He was going to take an unofficial visit about a month ago. That didn't happen. He just picked up an SMU offer. Just watched him play today. One of the top players on the Under Armour circuit helped 17 and under Team FAD win that title last week on the shoe circuit's part of it. But he'll be in the Chicago Youth Development Camp. So Arkansas's coaches are going to crisscross and hit these events. There's other players they'll be recruiting, but when you start looking at not only Moses Moody and Bryce Thompson, but you start looking at some of these other guys, Jalen Ricks in the 2021 class, Dietrich Reeves, 2020 out of Marion. He's a guy maybe by the spring could come onto Arkansas's radar depending on what they've already done in that 2020 class. But this is really wrapping up this coming week, Drew, when you start talking about live evaluation periods for Arkansas staff. And again, we zero back in on Moody and Thompson. Those two guys have got to be a big part of their focal point to really get a good start in recruiting outside of grad transfers and traditional transfers in that 2020 class.
Hey, 30 seconds here. When will Moody and Thompson sign? Do we know?
Well, that's just it. Moody's looking at probably doing it in the spring and taking visits throughout the year. Thompson's dad told me this week that they're probably going to take 3 of their 5 visits, and they want to sign early. So those things can change, but two top-level players, both 5 stars, maybe going different paths on when they'll sign.
Okay. Hey, do you have the latest as far as Chris Moore goes? I want to get that in here as far as a tidbit, as far as Hog Hoops recruiting.
Yeah, just talked to Chris Moore's family, and he is planning on taking another unofficial visit to Arkansas as early as August. So sometime next month, not too far off, and he's also working on a list of his 5 official visits. Don't be surprised if he doesn't use one of those on Arkansas because he's already taken an official visit there last year. So he's been on the campus so many times, but he is looking at an unofficial visit next month, August.
All right, good stuff there. As always, from Kevin McPherson, Hogville.net is where you can find his work. Kevin, thanks very much. Drew Smiley, the former Hog, on the bump for the Phillies today. More on that after the break.